Hello, hello. I just come straight from one call straight into this one. We've just been talking about dragon authoring and writing your own books. It is beautiful. And from last week, my beard fell off. Don't worry, it grows back. It's
It
good
looked
to
a bit
shave.
different.
It's
Couldn't
good.
work
It's
out what
good.
it was at first.
It's good to shave it off every now and again. It just it feels beautiful to feel the coldness on your face. But I always grow it back. I chop it off a couple of times a year because it gets a bit shaggy and it gets a bit dry, and so within a month it'll all be back and shaggy again. Good to see you all. You had a good week. The week flies by, doesn't it? It's like, blimey, it's that time already. I'm super excited because I'm 2 weeks away from going to Peru. So I was packing my bag today and repacking it and packing it and repacking it, and like it needs to get lighter. It's only allowed to be 10 kilos, so I think I'm about 9.95. So I might have to wear a couple of extra jumpers and put some socks in my sock pockets or something. I don't know, in my coat pocket. I let a few people get in. What's it like? Not everyone likes to come too early, do they? But today, did people? Is everyone here already did last week, or is anyone didn't do last week? It might get confusing if they didn't do last week. You're all here, won't you? I'll give people until 3 minutes past, and then we'll start. Yeah, today we're going to create a sacred space where we can put the egg safely. If you're one of these people that's already got like a sacred space, you're already into shamanic stuff or whatever, and you already created that sacred space, then you can put the eggs in your sacred space. But if you haven't got one, I've got a little tranquility garden meditation that I'm going to play that I recorded a couple of years ago, and it takes you to this beautiful place where you can say, okay, that's where I'm going to put my eggs, and then we'll go on a journey to back to the Guardian and say to her, I hope you all brought some dark chocolate this time so that we can feed her and keep her happy. So we'll pop back and see her and say, we're coming back. Hope you all remember which eggs that you're taking, your one or your many. And then you can take them back to the safe space that we're going to create, or your safe space. And then it's a case of 100 days of incubating those eggs, like all of these things. If you're a woman and you've been pregnant, you know that 100 days isn't exact. It could be quite a bit earlier or quite a bit later, but we normally say 100 days, and then your little dragons will pop out. And then next week what we'll do is we'll talk about how it is you can look after them, bring them up, train them up, call in the dragon masters that will help train them, and they won't understand us humans, so you can explain to them what humans are and what they do and what they're like and who to trust, who not to trust. Yeah. What time we got? We got 3 minutes past. Let's start. It's good to see all your beautiful faces. Right, let's do a screen share. Can you see that picture of me holding a book? Perfect. It's one of the magical books that's got a light comes out of it. If you believe that, you believe anything. It's very good actually. I had this professional photographer come around and she was holding a light underneath, shining it up. It's quite clever. Anyway, so how to work with dragon eggs. And anyone here that's watching the replay, then as I said last time, all the energy is contained within the replay, and if you guys need to re-watch this, then the energy is all held within this. So last week we talked about the 42 dragon eggs and the fact that there are 42 dragon eggs that I've met, but that's not limiting you. It's the fact that you might see many other types of dragon egg, and if you pick one or two or many of the dragon eggs that I'm showing you, that you can have more than one and you can have the same egg as someone else, because all this is a representation. We just talked about how you can prepare your area, and we're in week 2, so we're going to talk about creating a safe space for the eggs so you can incubate them for 100 days, and we're going to call those eggs into that safe space. Then you're going to incubate them for 100 days, but next week we'll talk about what goes on during that 100 days and what happens after they hatch, how you can train them. There's the resources I talked about, so there's wisdom cards and the books. You don't have to have those, but if you do buy those, then that makes me happy, but I'm not saying you have to. And there's the dragon cards. As you remember, there's the beautiful dragon that's guarding the eggs. As I said last week, she likes dark chocolate, so you've been eating a lot of it. So this week, so what we're going to do first is create this safe space. We're going to go on a shamanic journey. I recorded this a few years ago, and I called it Tranquility Garden, and it's just going to take us to that place. And that's, if you haven't got your own safe space, then use this. If you've got your own safe space, while this recording is playing, just imagine yourself being there and preparing it to receive the eggs. And we'll go on that journey. I think it's about 20 minutes or something. Once we're back, we'll just bring ourselves back fully, and then what I'll do is I'll get my drum out and we'll go on a journey back to the lower realm, back to where the eggs are. You'll pick the eggs up, and then you'll travel from there to your safe space with your eggs and put them in place. And then I've got a little incantation for shielding them, so like a spell for shielding the eggs so that they're safe over that 100 days. If there's any other guides or magic that you want to use yourself, please use that. If you haven't got any, then you can use this one. This one's was channeled from Merlin, who I often talk to, so he's there to assist with the protection as well. Cool. So this safe space, basically it is a garden, and it's walled, it's very secure. There's an access code that only you know, and at the moment you might not know it, but as you go through the process, it'll come to you and you'll be like, oh, that's my word. Never share that word with anyone, because this wall is impenetrable. It only lets you in if you've got the code, and it will be the place that you'll take your eggs to incubate them. If you've already got your own safe space, if you're already into doing all of that, then don't worry about it too much. Just enjoy the journey, and then afterwards you can pour the eggs into there. So what I'm going to do is stop the share. Then going to share the in a minute. Okay, so I'm just going to get that ready and make sure I've got that. Okie dokie. So let's all just get ourselves ready to go on the journey. So if you want to lay down, you can. If you want to just relax in your chair, then do. Just take a few deep breaths just to bring yourself into the present moment. Try to calm the mind, come into your heart space. Your intention is just literally to travel following the guidance I'm about to play, or go to wherever your safe space is, and just imagine that you're there preparing it, ready for the eggs to be incubated. Maybe you're going to put some straw down, maybe you're going to put some cushions down. However it is you imagine the eggs being incubated. Beautiful. So I'll play this. what we'll do is when we go on our little journey, I'll sort of walk you to the garden, get you into a position where you're nice and comfortable, and then she'll just literally beat while you just sit there or lay there. So it'll be like, and then when it's sort of the end and you have to come back to reality and go back to your day job, it'll be something like a wake up call. Okay, you've just met my shamanic drum, the lady, as I said, was created in Finland and birthed on Dartmoor. I'd like you all to just get very, very comfortable. If you can lay down, that's probably the best position. If you can cover your eyes, that would be even better. You want to be in a position where you're not disturbed by anything. You don't want anything else than you and you. So just take a moment to get yourself comfortable in the seat or lay down and just become fully and totally present with yourself. Well, it's raining now, so you can probably hear the rain on the conservatory roof. So just get yourselves fully here. I want you all to, first of all, start in your minds. Pull all that thought together, all the thoughts about the busy morning, what else you could be doing at the moment, what you've got to do this afternoon, what you've got to do tonight, who you've got to collect, what you've got to cook. I want you to pull that all together in your mind, imagining it as a ball. I then want you to imagine that you can take that out of your mind and put it into your hands and gently and carefully place it behind you. We can pick it up later after this, but for now, we're just going to be here with ourselves, fully present. I want you all to take a very, very deep breath through your noses. Pop your bellies out as you breathe in. Don't worry, there's no one watching you. And then release it very, very, very slowly. And repeat. Really fill your lungs and breathe out very, very, very slowly. And once more, just to get yourself fully present, breathe in, out very slowly. Okay, nice and comfortable. Right, let's now go on a wee little journey. I'd like you to imagine it's a warm, sunny day. Those of you with hay fever, the pollen count is super low today, so you're fine. The sun is out. It's not too hot. It's one of those perfect days. You are walking barefoot or in your most comfortable footwear in your favourite summer attire. You're walking slowly. You're surrounded by meadows of wild flowers. The bees are busy collecting nectar and buzzing as they do. The butterflies are fluttering around. It's a myriad of colourful wings, and you can smell the sweetness of the grass and the flowers. There's a slight wind wafting across your face, a very gentle breeze bringing the smells of nature to your nose. I want you to walk a little way with me on a grassy path. You look into the sky and you see a few birds floating as they do on the warm air. And the sun has that halo of light around it that makes it look super radiant. This grassy path leads slightly uphill. You walk up the hill. Each step you feel under your feet that grassiness. And each step, I want you to take it deliberately. I want you to think about the left, the right. I want you to feel fully in your body. You're not in your head, you're in your body, you're in your feet. Feel the earth beneath your feet, feel the grassiness. Deliberately walk to the top of the hill. And when you get there, just stop. Pause. Before you, you see a lush, green and flower-filled undulating valley. It feels like heaven. You pause for a moment and breathe in the wonderful sight. And just feel a warmness in your heart for nature. Just feel that love for nature. Your eyes are now full of the abundance of what you can see. Your nostrils are full of the senses of nature. Stand here for a while and feel that connection with nature. Feel your soul stirring at that connection with nature. Feel your whole body connecting to nature. Just wait for a moment and pause. Really feel that connection. You see that down in the valley below you, there's a garden. You can see it just about from your viewpoint on top of the hill. There's something about it that's drawing you. You can truly feel that has an energy that you need to be in. I want you to consciously now take a step down the hill. Each step left, right, feeling the grassiness under your feet. As you get closer to this garden, you realise that actually it's got a stone wall all the way around it. At a distance from the top of the hill, you couldn't see this because it's covered in flowers, same flowers as the meadow. The wall is tall, it's very tall. It's 30, maybe 40 feet high. You realise that any attempt to scale it would cause you to fall, as the flowers and plants covering it would come away in your hands. It's an impenetrable wall. So you walk around the wall slowly in a clockwise direction, taking in the smells, seeing the buzzing bees, and seeing all the beating wings of the butterflies. You do a full circle and realise, strangely, there's no doorway. You stand now pondering this. There's something in your mind, on the tip of your mind, on the tip of your tongue, and you suddenly remember that you have a magic word to open a door in this wall. I want you now to say that word to yourself. It's your word, only your word. It's magical. Say that word now. There's a slight rustle of leaves, and you look to your left, and you see that there's a slight opening in the impenetrable wall. As you draw close to it, you can see you can get your fingers in the opening. So place your hands in the opening and gently pull the door outwards. As you do, you realise it has a small opening just big enough for you to squeeze through. Squeeze through the gap. Squeeze through the gap in the wall. As you do, your clothes brush against the flowers and you get a light dusting of pollen all over you. The bees follow you for a little while, thinking that you're a flower, then realise you're not. So shake yourself off, dust yourself down. You're now inside the wall. As you step away from it, the gap slowly and gently closes behind you. And within a second, it's invisible. You remember to exit. All you need to do is say your magic word. Inside the wall is covered in the same mass of flowers and plants as outside. The air is cool, but not cold. And you hear the trickle of water. And you see in the centre of the grass garden a small fountain and a pool with lilies covering its surface. You think that maybe the garden's about 100 feet across and looks very circular. So you walk again, consciously, step by step, to the centre of the garden. The garden's full of daisies, and as you walk across the grass, you attempt not to tread on them, because each one is a little angel. As you get closer to the water, you see that the water is flowing out the mouth of something. What is it you see? You stand and watch the water flowing into the pool. There's something about the noise and the glistening of the sun on it that mesmerizes you into a state of utter peace. You stand there for a moment, just taking in the sights and sounds. Then you notice that just to the right of the water pool is a blanket on the ground. It looks very inviting, and it's covered in a wide array of pillows. It looks so comfortable. You tiptoe through the daisies and get yourself very comfortable on the pillows and on the ground. I want you to lay there now for a while, calmly looking at the clouds in the sky, listening to the sounds of the bees and the water trickling. You feel so relaxed, so at peace, so held, so one with nature. You realize that this garden was made just for you, especially for you. You also hear a slight chiming in the distance, and you realize there's chimes all the way around the walls, and they're gently making a lovely noise for you. It almost makes you want to drift off into a deep, relaxing sleep. But you don't. You just lay here now, staring at the sky, seeing images in the clouds. I want you now to just lay here, breathe gently, and feel totally relaxed. This is your garden. This is the place for you to come whenever you need a moment of relaxation, whether it's a minute, whether it's an hour, as long as you need. So in your imagination now, if you need to imagine anything more, imagine a garden within the garden within the garden. Dive deep into that. If your mind is now relaxed, just stay in that state, staring at the clouds, listening to the wind, listening to the bees, listening to the water. I'm going to play the drum now for a little while. Just now relax, 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 and chill. There's no rush. In your own time, pick yourselves gently up off pillows. Stretch, a huge stretch. In your own time, walk gently across to where you think the door was. Maybe it's not in the same place. Say your magic word or words. The door will open gently. Squeeze through. It'll gently close behind you. And now very, very slowly and very, very deliberately walk slowly back up the hill. Take your time, there's no rush. Truly no rush. Walk gently up the hill. Thank the garden as you leave it behind you for that moment of tranquility. Thank the sky, thank the earth, thank the bees, thank the butterfly, thank the water, thank the air, thank the sun, thank nature for a moment of tranquility. And remember, it's always here for you whenever you need it. Walk gently back to yourself. Come back into yourself, sitting in your chair, laying down wherever you are at the moment. Keep your eyes shut for a bit longer if you need to. Come back into your body. Feel your toes. Feel your calves, feel your knees, feel your thighs, feel your hips. Feel your backbone, feel your neck. Stretch it out. Feel your arms, stretch them out. Feel your jaw, feel your eyes, feel your forehead. Feel your body. Welcome back into your body. Welcome back to now. If you need to pick that ball of thoughts back up and stuff it in your head again, please do. If actually you can leave it where it is, do that as well. Welcome back. I just wanted you to experience that garden, because that's the place, if you choose, that you can place your dragon eggs so they can incubate there for the 100 days in that fully protected, fully enclosed space. As I say, if you've got your own safe space, then take your dragon eggs there. But if you want to use that one, then please do. And keep that passcode to the door secret, just to yourself. And what we want to do now is go on another journey. Let me just share the slides again. So we've created our safe space, Tranquility Garden, or wherever else you want to go. We know it's secure, it's walled, there's no access to it. What we're going to do now is go on a journey back to the guardian dragon, Akara. Give us some dark chocolate if you've got it. We're just going to journey back there and collect our eggs. We'll then journey from there to our safe space, place the eggs securely there, and if you've got some guardian spirits that work with you already, you could ask them to come in and keep protective space around them. If you haven't, then it doesn't matter. We've got the spell from Merlin that we can speak out loud. And then once the eggs are in place, really it's the case for you over the next 100 days just to keep popping back there, making sure that they're okay. And then I say around about the 100-day mark, your little dragons should fledge, whether it's one or many. And that's the incantation, the spell we'll say, but we can say that all at the end. But if you've got a photographic memory, you can memorize it now, but we'll say it afterwards once we've gone and collected the eggs. So what we're going to do now is go on another journey. It won't be quite as long as the Tranquility Garden one, so we're just going to literally go back, go to that stone circle, go down into lower realms, go into the cave, go past the guardian dragon. If you've got any gifts, give them to her, collect your eggs, then we'll exit out back to the stone circle, and then you can just imagine yourself almost like teleporting, or maybe a dragon will come and give you a ride with the eggs back to the guardian or wherever that space is that you're going to secure your eggs. Place the eggs in there. We'll say the spell or call in any other guardians that you have to protect it, and then begins our 100-day incubation. And say next week we'll talk about how that whole incubation process will work and how you can work with the dragons afterwards. So everyone in a good space to go on another journey? Good stuff. Elizabeth's cat's going to come with us this time. Gorgeous. Oh, so you do the same thing. Come into your heart space. Remember where your safe space is, whether it's the garden or somewhere else. Come into your heart and take a few deep breaths. Even your bodies where they are, sitting in the chairs, laying down, however you are. Free your free spirit now to join me. We're back on Dartmoor in England. Standing, looking across the moor. We're all going to walk as a group towards the wooden gate that gives us access to the sacred space. So we open the gate and file through one by one. Last person relatches the gate, keeps all the animals that are within this national park safe, all the deer and the sheep and the moorland ponies. We walk along now a gravel path that leads into the pine forest. But before we get to the pine forest, we walk past the three mighty oaks that always seem to be guarding this entrance almost. We honour them as we walk past them, honour their wisdom, their age. Maybe you'll run your hands down their bark. On one side you'll see lots of green moss. You keep walking now up the hill on the gravel path. We come to a Y junction and we turn left. We're heading now up deep into the pine forest. And we can see ahead of us that beautiful clearing. We can see the stones in that beautiful circle. They're 2, 3, 4 foot high. We wander now along the grass towards those stones. We walk around slowly in a clockwise direction around the stone circle to find the stone that calls us. Once we find it, just rest our hands on it, feel ourselves fully grounded, present in this moment. Beautiful. So I'm just going to ask for access to the east, to the south, to the west, the north, to the fire, the water, the earth and the air. Goddess Gaia, grant us access to the lower realms, grant us access to the cave, grant us safe passage past the guardian dragon, allow us to collect our egg or eggs and leave this place with them safely and intact. Calling all my guardians, all my dragons, to protect us now as we go to the lower realms. When we come back out, guard us so we're safe from anyone that wants us not to take these eggs. Beautiful. The ground shakes gently, and before you see a beautiful stone staircase start to open up in the earth. Same as last time, there's about 50 steps. So all stand up now from your stone. Start working your way down the stone steps into the cave that is well lit. Wait for everyone to walk down the steps. I say the secret words which you cannot hear, and the door opens, big oak door opens, and before us we see the mighty guardian dragon. I give her some of the dark chocolate. She remembers us from last time, allows us in. I'm going to play the drum for a little while you reconnect with the eggs that you're going to take from this place. Do ask the eggs if they want to come with you. Don't assume you have the right. Connect with them, convince them that you're taking them to somewhere safe. I'll play the drum while you connect, and then I'll call you out. guardian dragon says pick up the eggs that you're taking, carry them carefully. Carry them past her. As you walk past her, she's going to give you a blessing. She's going to bless you and the eggs. So file past her one by one. And then start heading back up through the cave, up the steps, back into the stone circle. Stay inside the stones. Beautiful. Okay. Closing the portal now to the lower realms. Stand together within the stone circle. Thank you, Gaia. And the portal is shut. However it is you're getting to the safe space, whether it's by dragon, whether it's by teleporting, whether it's by walking, work your way now back to that hilltop, back to that garden, back to that stone wall. Remember your access magic words. Find your way back there. I'll leave you to do that. Place your eggs when you get there safely. Stay sitting with your eggs in your safe space. Call in now any magic that you know of, any guardians that you know of, to shield this garden, to shield your eggs. I'm going to call in the shielding spell. You can use it if you wish. If you do, just say "so mote it be" at the end. So in shadows deep, where dangers creep, by Merlin's might protection seek. With ancient words and mystic art, I weave a shield around this realm. From earth below and sky above, I call upon the spirit's love. By oak and ash, by stone and tree, by ancient law, protect with me. No harm shall pass, no ill shall near. This sacred space I guard sincere, with every breath and whispered plea. By magic's bond, so mote it be, so mote it be. Beautiful. There's no rush, but when you're ready, you can leave the eggs there where they are safely. Exit your garden or wherever you are, and slowly return back to this moment, to this now. No rush. When you're back and when you're ready, bring yourself fully back into your physicality, back into the seat you're sitting on. Ooh, a big stretch. There's some juice or water. Welcome back. So there's that shielding spell if you need it, and I'll share it with you in the group so you can keep repeating it if you want to. So you have your eggs now, they're in a safe space, they're protected. You need to think that in 100 days approximately that they'll be incubated and your little dragons will pop out. So that's what we're going to talk about next week. We're just going to talk about what happens once they're hatched, and we'll go through all of that process next week. But well done, you've taken the eggs that were meant to be with you, you've put them in somewhere safe. If anyone wants to share any of their experience, any of what's going on, they're more than welcome to. I always like to hear what people are up to, what you're doing. Did you use the garden, or did you have somewhere of your own that's sacred and powerfully strong to keep the eggs? So yeah, if anyone wants to share, please do.
I found last time when we went, I found an egg that wasn't in the list. It looked like it might be made of selenite, because it was like white, translucent white with these like selenite towers coming out the top of it. And that egg was still there this time, so it also came back with me.
Cool.
And it lodged itself where my womb used to be.
Beautiful.
The rest of them are in my sacred space. One of the fire eggs is on my hearth, and the rest are nestled appropriately.
Beautiful. I love it. You can have your hands full with that many little eggs hatching, aren't you?
Yeah, I have 8 of them. I was not anticipating that many. So this is going to be a very fun adventure.
Well, next week we'll call in someone to assist us. So yeah, we'll call in the Dragon Masters, and maybe you'll need more than one to come and help you with their
Oh,
training.
yes, with octuplets, I think so.
I think you will.
What are you doing? And then, of course, my cats always have to be part of any meditation.
I saw them wandering around holding space for you.
Oh yes, and Bastet actually went in with me to the garden. That's the black one, the little calico that's growling on my chest at the moment is Maze. Maze, you have way too much attitude for a tiny cat.
It's probably a mini dragon.
Yeah, I think so. I think both of them are dragons.
I look at the cat that's in my life every now and again, you know, when you get a sideways glance, and you're like, oh, and then you look and it's a cat again. But the first look, it was like, I'm sure there's a little dragon there.
Oh yes, and Bastet has. She doesn't like to be held,
Mm.
but she will come and lay on my chest. But then sometimes she just can't resist biting me. And she reaches up and lashes her teeth into my chin, and I'm like, stop. Please, I'm sorry you have sensitivity issues.
Well, thank you for sharing. Does
Thank you.
anyone else would like to share anything? Again, as always, you don't have to. And the group's always there if you want to post anything, if you've got any questions, any concerns. Petra.
Yeah, I used your garden. I do have a soul temple, but I didn't have a sacred place like the garden, so I really enjoyed it. I'm gonna use that. I love that. So I brought them back, and they're safely in the garden, and they're guarded by three of my dragons.
Mm,
So yeah, I think they're pretty good there. And I actually got the name of the second one today, so they both have a name now. Um, yeah, it was just beautiful. Nothing
cool.
else to say, I think.
No, that's it. This is the easy bit. The adventure starts when they're hatched.
Yeah, more adventure, like we
This,
use that.
this is the this is the peaceful bit where you can sit in the garden quite happily. Once
Yeah,
they're hatched, it's a bit, well, if you've got children, you know.
no, I don't. So, but I have two dragon dogs. I have a water dragon and a fire dragon. So yeah, I'm kind of used of having small dragons.
You'll understand the chaos that's to come.
Yeah, I hope
But
my
they
dragons will be a bit nicer than my dogs every now and then because they're terriers. So yeah, they do have a temper.
well, the dragons will grow fast. As I say, takes about 5 years for them to sort of become mature. So, and then obviously they live, who knows, almost forever probably.
Mm.
Within 5 years, you'll have a dragon that's very, very useful.
Two of them actually. Well, and who knows who shows up in the meantime. So yeah.
And the journeys are there, so if you feel called that you need to go back and grab some more, always make sure you've got some dark chocolate to get past the guardian. He always likes that. And she keeps telling me, she keeps saying there's not enough dark chocolate appearing, so just so you're warned. But yeah, go back if you need to, if there's more you need to pull through, and go as many times as you need to. Cool, thank you. Anyone else want to share? All good. Perfect. Well, have an amazing week. Do keep revisiting your eggs and connecting with them so that they, you know, if you're one of those people that loves singing or playing music to them, then do that because they can hear everything that's going on. They know you, and obviously in 100 days they'll be birthed. So next week we'll talk about the whole process of them being birthed and what you can do and how you can train them. But for now, put on your calendar about 100 days time. That's when the true fun will begin. Not quite sure where 100 days from now is, but we'll work it out, and I'll say approximately this is when it will occur. It's beautiful to see you all. I hope you have an amazing rest of your days, rest of your week, and I will see you in the group. If not, see you next week. So, see you all soon. Bye bye.